Hey guys, I don't even know what to say anymore. I am the worst person in the world at keeping a YouTube channel. I think that's it, absolutely evident. As we speak, I'm looking back over my Mac is on the side there. I'm like looking over silently because I can't stand the sound of my own voice. My last video that I posted up, which was nearly a year ago, as of next week, my Resident Evil Biohazard, Resident Evil 7 game review, and all I can say is holy fucking shit, like I don't know what I was doing uploading that video. It's like out of focus for the entire thing, and my eyebrows are just terribly distracting. They're like really badly done. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking putting up this video. So yeah. So just a quick update before I move on to the actual topic of the video. The cause, this time I actually have a cause for the radio silence, and it's actually the fact that I'm back in college. Your girl getting educated. So I've gone back to college. I'm doing graphic design. Great course, Gorey School of Art, and I'll be moving on, hopefully, if I get what I want, to the level 8 visual communications course in Carlow IT. So that's what I'm up to, hence the fact that I haven't been around, because I literally have just been working and in college. Work, college, work, college, work, college. Now that it's January, like there's like no hours for anyone, so I have time in my hands, so I said I'd get back into it. I have been working on the Facebook page, the first person user Facebook page, just kind of update it and bring it up to scratch, and I'm going to hopefully start building a website for it soon. I started a Squarespace a little while back, but it's a pain on the arse to keep on top of. Which brings me, now that I've updated everyone on what I've been up to and why I've been like essentially dead online, to the topic of our video. And the topic is Netflix. I'm not too sure where my viewer demographic is. Obviously I'm Irish, so I'll be working off the European Irish Netflix UK thing or whatever. And like I have a love-hate relationship with Netflix, like most people. For every good thing Netflix has, they have like 10 absolutely dog crap things. So like I think, for example, a couple of weeks ago I just had this notion where I wanted to like watch something like, I don't know, like Predator, like something classic. So I want to watch fucking Predator, and I went to go and watch it, and they didn't have Predator. They had Predator 2 or something, or like a knockoff version of Predator or something, and I was just so aggravated, and I was like, why does this always happen? And then that kind of went, I said, okay, if they don't have Predator, they might have this, but they didn't have the movie that I wanted to watch, but they had like the sequel, or like, you know, for example, like Universal Soldier. They haven't got Universal Soldier, but they've got like the fucking 11,000th version of Universal Soldier, like no one asked for, that came out like, you know, on VHS like last year, and that's how bad it is because it came out on tape last year, you know. So I was talking to a couple of my mates, and they were kind of like, what are you watching on Netflix? Because like there's like nothing to watch aside from like the usual suspects. So I've just like made a bit of a list of things that I've been watching on Netflix, because I was going to come back and do like a game review or like a movie review, but the truth is, since I haven't had much time, I haven't been playing games or watching very many movies. Like I just haven't had the time, or like if I get to go to the cinema to go see a movie, by the time I have the time to do a review, it's like I've missed the boat, and then I just be like, hey everyone, I'm gonna do a review on a movie that came out 6 years ago. Yay. Which nobody really wants, and nobody's really asked for. I just have to wait till they get old enough so I can do a retrospective. But so yeah, so it's just a couple of things that I'm watching on Netflix. If you have any suggestions, put them in the comments, let me know, and I'll have a look, because the only reason I actually get to watch Netflix is college is pretty chilled out, and a lot of it is like hands-on work. So I'm a cheeky bitch, and what I do is, while I am doing my bits, I will have my earphones on, and I have this little guy. I got him in deals for $150, and I customized with stickers, and I bring him to college with me every day, and I prop up my phone, and I make myself a little TV stand, and I just watch Netflix all day. But it's actually, as like crap as that sounds, it's actually class, because the Wi-Fi in the college is actually deadly, and I get to watch so much shows, and I do a lot of work as well. I'm like on top of everything, surprisingly, and my work comes out really good, so I'm happy. It's like inspirational and shit, like I don't care, and I get to watch shows, so I'm happy. Everyone in the college thinks it's pretty unconventional, a bit stupid, but like it works for me. It's all good. So basically, my top pick at the minute for Netflix is Always Sunny. And I know a lot of people are probably going, Always Sunny's like been out for like 11,000 years and you're only watching it like recently, like are you mad in the head? Like yeah, Always Sunny is something that I always try to watch, but I could never get past the first season. Which only since watching it properly I can kind of understand, and it'll lead on to my second choice as well. And basically with Always Sunny, I find that the first season is like, particularly the first like 2-3 episodes, even though like I have never seen an episode of Always Sunny that I don't think is genius, and I think they're all like highly intelligent, like brilliantly written and just like fantastic and hilarious, and they make me like cry laughing like every episode, every minute it's on, like. But like with Always Sunny, it's that particular brand of humour, and because you know it's like the first season and everything's kind of rough, and the cast and the crew and the lads are all trying to find their feet, like the gang are trying to find their feet, it's like really uncomfortable to watch. It's really jarring because like everything is like so cheap looking, and you're kind of watching and you're like, do I want to put myself through this stress? Because I'm kind of watching, I'm getting a bit like, what's going on? Like I have no idea what's going on, and like it just kind of turns you off. And then you kind of, if you don't like binge it, just get it fucking done, one and done, get through it, then you're kind of like watching it and you're like, is this really worth it? Like I don't think it's really worth it, like I'm not feeling this. That's why I have to wait till season 2 when fucking Frank Reynolds comes in, Danny DeVito, my man, then you're sorted. So like Always Sunny is a huge recommendation for me. Number 1, because there's like 11-12 seasons. Like there's so much to watch, and they've got so much replayability as well. You can just watch. So you can literally just random like pick out any episode from any season, and you'll be guaranteed it'll like put you in better form, because you know in your heart, no matter how much of a terrible person you are, you will never be as shitty as the gang, because they are the fucking worst. Which leads me on to my next choice, because after I finished Always Sunny I was a bit traumatized, and I needed my giggles, and I needed my bits to make me laugh, and I had nothing that was like filling that void. So I decided to go back to an old nemesis of mine, nemesis being BoJack Horseman. So basically BoJack Horseman for me, loved the idea of it, because I love Will Arnett, and I loved the style of the animation when the first season came out and I saw the trailers and stuff. I thought it looked really good, so I'd always get through the first kind of half of season 1 for BoJack, and then I'd like lose interest and I wouldn't be too bothered, and I'd kind of go, fuck, it'd be grand, like, and I'd pull back and I wouldn't watch it, and then I'd forget everything. And that would happen each time a season. So when season 2 came out, season 3, I'd go back with the intention of rewatching it and then just getting up to date, and then I just wouldn't, because I just wouldn't be bothered. Like I'd kind of hit a roadblock, and then I just wouldn't be bothered. So something told me, like in my heart, to go back and give BoJack Horseman a try, and I did, and I loved it. It again, very kind of similar, like there's a whole nihilism, cynical element to it, like Always Sunny, where BoJack is like the shit person, but he's also like not, and you kind of feel for him, then you don't, and then you do, and there's like so much going on. It's incredibly nuanced, and it's just hilarious as well. And there's a feel good factor to it as well. Not in the same way as like Always Sunny, where like you feel better about yourself because you know you're not that shit, but in the sense that you feel for BoJack, and even though it's a cartoon about like, you know, these anthropomorphic like animals, you end up really feeling for them and like really getting vested into the characters and stuff, and like that's incredible, like that the creators of BoJack Horseman managed to even get that to that level. Like that's insane for me. So definitely, like, I am going to be waiting for the next season of BoJack Horseman with bated breath, because I just finished, I think it was season 4. I want to say season 4 is the last one that's out. They're about 3-4 days ago, and I'm missing it like immensely. Like I'm missing it, so I'll probably have to give it a rewatch in a couple of weeks just to fill that void in my heart. So that leads me on to number 3, and number 3 was originally a suggestion from my brother from a couple of years ago, and it is the ever amazing Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Now, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, it's one of those shows that like, it's like a don't judge a book by its cover. I know it's a show and I said book, but like whatever, just follow me with this analogy. So like basically my brother pitched Crazy Ex-Girlfriend to me when he started watching it a couple of years back, because he loved Rachel Bloom's YouTube. And I liked her YouTube too, but I, like the idea of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, kind of like the base idea is basically got a girl who has this mad infatuation with a chap and starts doing all these mad crazy stunts to try and win his heart and blah 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 blah. And it's incredibly kooky and blah blah blah. And like that sounds like so normal. I was kind of like I've seen it a million times, do I really need to see it again? But Crazy Ex-Girlfriend is like so well written, and Rachel Bloom is such a genius that it just makes it, it elevates it to this level that like doesn't even make any sense that it's that good. And like the songs in it are just so incredibly well written and well like acted out and sang and danced, choreography, everything about it is just considered and is just brilliant. And like I can't even like properly express like how funny it is and how worth watching it is. I can't really say much more because it's one of those things you just have to give it a go. Just give it your time, give it your consideration, get past the first episode, just give it time, and it will definitely be, even if you don't want to tell people, it will end up being one of your guilty favourites, because it for sure is mine. And it's not guilty, I like scream at everyone about how much I love it and that they should all watch it. Like I've bullied all of my friends into watching it as well. I just make everyone watch it because I just think it's that funny. That's on season 3 now, and it's, I think the first 2 seasons are up, and then the season 3 episodes have been added weekly onto Netflix, so it's definitely something to like look out for and watch because it's just class. Number 4, go quick and easy, is The Sinner. The Sinner was recommended to me by from one of my friends in work. She'd read the book and I'd seen the trailer, I thought it looked really good. It's like only the first 3. It's like not a comedy, it's like a heavy going, you know, it's like a kind of crime thriller, like what's going on, who's done what, you know, and it's really, again, really well written. Go away. Yeah, anyway, so it's incredibly well written. It's very subtle. Don't know if that's the right word, but it's very like it's like just really chilling to watch, and you're getting stressed when you're watching it, and I can't really say much without spoiling it, but it's something that you just have to experience. And Jessica Biel's in it and she is class. And another thing that really impressed me about it was the music was deadly. Like the soundtrack, I ended up shazamming like all the songs. I couldn't cope because they were all just brilliant. But basically the gist of it is it's about this young mother who seems to have an alright life, you know. She loves her kid, she loves her husband, all is good. And then one day she's on a beach with her kid and her husband, and she's peeling him some fruit to feed the kid. And next thing you know, she just freaks out and like stabs this random chap to death. Absolutely like obliterates him. And then kind of is like kind of going, I don't know what I just did. Why did I do that? Like what happened? And you're kind of going like, how can someone just go from like feeding their child to like stabbing someone to death? Like I know like kids can be annoying. Sometimes you want to stab someone to death after dealing with them. But like still. So it's just the twists and turns in it, even though at the end they kind of become obvious and you'll be like kicking yourself for kind of not figuring out like what happened earlier. It's definitely worth watching. It's just fantastic. Then for number 5, which is one of my personal kind of favourites, and the only reason it's on number 5 is because it's kind of it's more mainstreamy. More mainstream, man. I'm such a hipster bro. It's How to Get Away with Murder. And I started watching How to Get Away with Murder, I'd say about 2 or 3 years ago. And I only started watching it because Viola Davis is in it, and I'm absolutely incredibly in love with her, and I can't cope with anything she's in because she's just fantastic and everything, and I just end up crushing on her and I can't cope. But How to Get Away with Murder is like your kind of typical, you know, you've got all these sexy people and they're all together and they're like all brilliant at everything, and you know there's like the handsome chap, and then there's the nerdy guy, and there's like the preppy girl, and you know they're all in college together, and they get chosen to be on this kind of elite. Everyone is like trying to contact me today. I'm so popular. Holy shit, guys. They're like chosen to be in this kind of elite group of their like law class, called the Keating 4, which becomes the Keating 5. So there's their Professor Annalise Keating, who is like this amazing lawyer, who is played by Viola Davis. She chooses her top students and she kind of fosters them into like her mini-me's essentially. And you know how it goes. Long story short, they get into some shenanigans and shit happens, and then that kind of kicks off the whole series. But even though How to Get Away with Murder is kind of more in your face than the other shows that I've mentioned, it's definitely worth watching just for its like pure it's absolutely bingeable. Like you can sit there and you can absolutely rip through those episodes and not get bored. And again, like The Sinner, How to Get Away with Murder has a fantastic soundtrack, which kept distracting me because it was just so fucking good. Shazamming all the songs, couldn't keep up. Just the atmosphere of it's like really cool. It kind of reminds me of like, you see people that are like obsessed with like, Grey's Anatomy and shit like that, and like fucking Riverdale and Gossip Girl. Well, How to Get Away with Murder is my version of them. It's just that like I can't. I just love it. I just hop off it. Like it's just incredible. So yeah. So what I'm watching on Netflix at the minute: Always Sunny, BoJack Horseman, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, The Sinner, and How to Get Away with Murder. They're my current kind of go-to faves that I kind of keep revisiting. First three are really funny. Definitely worth watching to kind of give you a bit of a pick-me-up. Sinner, heavy going, but definitely if you're like me and you kind of love crime and like psychology, like you love True Detective, Mindhunter, stuff like that. Mindhunter's also really good, but the only reason I didn't put it in this list was because the finale fucking really annoyed me. Definitely worth watching, particularly if you're like a movie buff like me and you love David Fincher and you love cinematography and stuff and direction and blah blah blah. Watch it for that, but like don't really watch it for anything else because it's a bit cack-like. Yeah. So some honourable mentions as well that I should kind of throw in that I really liked was obviously Rick and Morty is on Netflix and everyone has gone on about Rick and Morty lately, but Rick and Morty is like, it's really funny, it's class, like enough said really. Third season was good. Szechuan sauce, Pickle Rick, what else can I say? And another one for me actually that when I saw the trailer and I thought it was going to be absolute dirt, but it turned out to be like brilliant, was Big Mouth with Nick Kroll and all. Oh lads, that had me pissing myself laughing because I remember like seeing the trailer and going, oh here we go, like another Star vehicle, it's going to be crap, it's going to be like really lame because like F is for Family. When I saw the trailer I thought it looked really good and then I watched it and I was just kind of boring and it was a bit of a letdown and I thought it was going to be like another hilarious. Like it came out of nowhere and it was hilarious. And it's just, the only thing with Big Mouth is that it's kind of not for the faint of heart. So if you're like easily offended, don't watch it or else you'll be very upset. But it's definitely worth having a look and having a gander. So yeah.